We now have Michael Cole and Sarah Sheldon, who both hail from the city of Asheville. They are here to talk about using the Collector app for public works. Michael has been with the city of Asheville for 11 years. He holds a BS in geography from Western Carolina University. Sarah holds a GISP certification and has been working for local governments in North Carolina for about 12 years. She is currently the GIS coordinator for the city of Asheville's Public Works Department. Let's go ahead and welcome Michael and Sarah.
Sorry for the delay, we got signed out.
Afternoon. So as is often the case with these things, this all started with a map request. Our streets supervisor came into the office one day and was asking for a map to help him facilitate a guardrail inventory he was planning on doing. And because we didn't really have a guardrail inventory as such in GIS at the point, and because Jerry was planning to use clipboard, pencil, and then bring it back to the office and do a spreadsheet and then do into GIS, we thought this would be a perfect test case for using the Collector app. And so we began trying to find out from Jerry exactly what data he needed, what he was going to do with the data, et cetera, et cetera. And so we went forward and was able to build a fairly simple collector function, which we try to keep it simple because these guys are out on the street and there's a lot of stimulus out there, and we try to make it so that we can use as many pick lists as possible, domains as it were, and not so much standing on the sidewalk while traffic's going by, typing, or not typing, but tapping in data into the form. And so we were able to do that, and Jerry, within a matter, we did some training, practiced out in the parking lot to make sure he was capable of operating, and sent him out into the field, and within a matter of maybe a month, he had collected all the guardrail within the city of Asheville. And, oh.
Sorry.
We're trying something new. We tried to use Google's PowerPoint slideshow. So.
And ultimately, the benefit of using the Collector app rather than the pencil and paper and database or spreadsheet is that these guys are collecting the data in the field and are able to build it straight away. And you don't have to interpret what you were thinking while you were in the field once you get back to the office, and so on and so forth. And so Sarah will take over and
take your sheet. All right. So Jerry was able to go out and collect this information. Basically had 5 attributes for him to fill out. Pretty darn simple. But that was great. He satisfied his need for having this inventory. He's able to report stuff back to his supervisor, and that was great. But now that we had all this data, we said, let's do some analysis and some reporting to try to help him out a little bit more. So we were able to take the information collected in his app, produce maps, summarize assets based on the different attributes we asked him to collect, and we're able to show improvements to the Guardrail program because we were doing annual maintenance contracts. So after Jerry collected that first year's inventory, then we let a contract to go out and do a bunch of maintenance. At that point, downloaded another copy of the data, summarized it. Another year went by. We're able to do more maintenance, summarize that, and show the great improvements we were making with the small budget that we had. Then we're also to prioritize the remaining work left in the inventory. By prioritizing the work based on the location and the condition of the assets, because this was part asset inventory and part condition assessment. So we were able to reduce costs of mobilization when we contracted out the next batch of work to say, let's work in the east side of town or the north side of town. Previously, we had relied on Jerry's knowledge to say, hey, where do you think we should go fix some guardrail? Because there was no data. So this has been fantastic for reporting and helping us with budgets. So here's an example of some of the summary information we were able to pull. So you see the original inventory results. Then after contract 1, we had some great improvements with our guardrail condition. Basically, the dark green stuff is excellent condition. The orange stuff is poor condition. So it's pretty easy to understand how things have improved as we spend more money. And previously, we hadn't been spending much money on our guardrail program. So this was a really great way to show, hey, you're getting your money's worth. Give us more for this program, and we'll do even better. This slide would be one we wouldn't want to show to our budget people. It doesn't mean anything to them, but it does mean a lot to us. The blue areas show you the galvanized materials, which is the standard for guardrail in our area. And another color to pick out there is red. Red is steel guardrail. That's something we wanted to eliminate, and ta-da, we were successful in eliminating that. As you can see in contract, after contract 2, red no longer is part of the graph. We were also able to analyze this data to show condition changes over time based on material. So the darker colors represent the initial inventory and the lighter colors are after contract number 2. So in the blue graph, that shows the galvanized material, and it shows how in the first contract we kind of had a variety of conditions, and over time, things are improving. Hooray! A little summary about the 2 contracts, how much improvement we've had. As you can see, it's not a lot of money we're talking about here. This was a pretty low-risk test to see if Collector was going to be helpful for our team. We didn't spend a lot of money on the maintenance, and so we didn't have to worry about tracking a lot of data. So this worked out really well. After each contract, our inspector goes out and ensures that every task the contractor was supposed to do has been completed. They update the data to say, the guardrail's in excellent condition, it's been changed to such and such material, so our data is automatically ready to go for the next analysis. So we're able to show where we're investing in our community, and basically we're allocating resources where they need to go. In summary, basically, all of this data that's being collected in the field while someone's out there, we're not having to take the 2 of us away from other work in the office to run around and collect information. We're not the experts. The guys in the field are the experts. So they're running around collecting this information because they're out there on the job doing it anyway. And then in the office, we're able to summarize the data and brag about their success, which really goes well when it's budget time and we're all fighting over the same pot of money. So this has been helpful. Also, we're able to prioritize our future maintenance efforts. Like I said before, try to get from a reactive maintenance program into a proactive maintenance program. Our field staff, of course, is very excited about these opportunities to collect data. They are bringing us new ideas, just like Wright and Ben were talking about. Every time somebody gets this app, they think of something new and they share it with their coworkers, and before you know it, we've got 10 people beating down our door they want to contribute more information. So this has been great. Of course, the field staff takes so much pride in it, and so this is helping us move towards a true asset management system. But this is a wonderful first step. So if anybody has questions, I guess we can address those later. But if you have comments about asset management, of course, we're interested in that because that's our next big step. So here's our contact information if you need it.